Just go to www.orderfreetv.com. That's www.orderfreetv.com. To watch unregulated TV on your PC, go to www.orderfreetv.com.
Terror Storm, a history of government-sponsored terror. Loose Change Final Cut. Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. The True Story of the Bilderberg Group. The Late Great USA. America, Freedom to Fascism. These are just a few of the hundreds of powerful documentary films and books available at truthnews.us and prisonplanet.com. When you visit prisonplanet.com, you can connect to our amazing online store. Whether you're looking for survival and wellness products like Berkey water filters, or you would like a book on the history of the Federal Reserve, we've got the most well-researched and documented titles, all available at prisonplanet.com. Or if you'd like, you can give the InfoWars store a call at 888-253-3139. Or you can view more than 1,000 titles in super high quality right now at prisonplanet.tv. Knowledge is power, and the information you need to effectively wake up your fellow man and fight the New World Order is available right now at truthnews.us and prisonplanet.tv. Join the InfoWar today.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold for your IRA? That's right, gold has been available to be placed in IRAs since 1986. Yet still, the financial industry refuses to recognize the value of real hard assets for your retirement. The truth be told, gold and silver has outperformed paper investments like stocks, bonds, and CDs, yet no word about IRAs. Perhaps the financial institutions want to maintain control of your assets by keeping you in paper. If you'd like to take a look at gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low return on your paper investments. Call 800-686-2237. Make sure that you secure your future. Call 800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Do you stay up late worrying about your teen driver? Do you need to know the exact location of a loved one or a company vehicle? What can you do if your vehicle becomes one of the thousands annually targeted for theft? Now you can log into your own personal website and view the exact location of your vehicle, stationary or moving, in real time, 24 hours a day. Introducing NowTrack, a revolutionary new GPS vehicle tracking device that requires no activation fee, no monthly fee, and no contract. Your NowTrack device is designed for self-installation discreetly in any vehicle using state-of-the-art GPS. Track your vehicle via the internet or text message in all 50 states, plus Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. Priced at $359. Your NowTrack device is shipped active with unlimited tracking for the first year. We offer free same-day shipping and a 30-day completely risk-free trial. Purchase your NowTrack anytime online at nowtrack.com. That's NOWTRAK.com. Or call us at 877-NOWTRACK. That's 877-669-8725.
Alan Watt is our guest. We're going to be taking some of your calls coming up in the next segment at 1-800-25-99231 for Alan. Then I'm going to recap in the final segment a little bit about what's happened at Bilderberg. Very suspicious with the Texas governor's mansion. What do you see happening in the next few years, Alan, from your studies of the globalists and some of the things they're doing?
Going by what they've published themselves and what's in the newspaper today, we know they're going to give us rationing for everything we need, and that's food, possibly water and all the rest of it. They want to get us into a total war mode. And they're also using the high-tech weaponry. They've been spraying the skies across most of Canada here for the last 4 days, and it's so hot and humid. And you see them spraying like crazy. They're using HARP technology along with it. They must convince the public that we are the problem on the planet.
And now the universities admit there's a spraying program. I mean, it's just all drugs in the water, everything.
Yes. And Joe Average that watches TV will start, because we've got David Suzuki and the big players working for the World Wildlife Fund and the United Nations telling them repeatedly, we're the problem. They're creating these abstract terms like carbon footprints. You're all breathing out carbon dioxide and killing the planet. We've got to reduce the population. And this is the amazing thing. They know that they've studied humanity for thousands of years. They know with enough propaganda put across to the public consistently and repetitively, the public will begin to accept it. And this is the victim accepting their own demise.
They also admit that as they reduce the resources artificially, we will then fight with each other more, and they're already saying you don't have resources because there's too many people, and then the general public will accept one-child policies, euthanasia, and the rest of it.
Exactly. And now you've got youngsters coming forward that have been brought up with the greening program who are talking about voluntarily sterilizing themselves. That's exactly what the victim is meant to do. He'll believe the propaganda, and he will acquiesce and go under. They want to kill off the old type, but that's us, the old type of humanity, the imperfect type species, and bring in a new perfected slave system to serve them better. But they won't have to use propaganda on, because you won't be able to think as an individual human being. It'll be impossible to think individualistically. At the Loyola with Science conference they had, kicked off by Newt Gingrich a few years ago, they talked about giving us the brain chip, and he says, when this is done, he says, it'll be no longer possible to think as a distinct, separate individual. He said, think of it more like the hive. You'll hear all this buzzing in your head from the central computer, giving commands to those around you and to yourself, and then back again. So you hear.
Well, that's what the Pentagon said in 2000 that the Federation of American Scientists put out. It was really from 93. They said their job by 2025 would be inserting themselves, the last of us, into the hive chambers as described in The Matrix. See, they didn't make that up in The Matrix.
That's right.
In the movie, it's the Grand Architect, basically Lucifer. And, folks, you can't make this up. These people are totally insane, but they're doing it. Alan?
And also, you had the Borg in Star Trek series, where everyone is part cyborg and chipped, and the Queen Bee controls them all, and their ship was even called the Hive. You know, so this is they give you all this subliminal programming to accept what's coming, and you don't consciously think through it, and then when it really happens, it's kind of familiar to you, so you go along with it. That's the programming through.
Meanwhile, Mr. Shatner. William Shatner's big into all this and admits that's the plan.
Yes, he's all for it himself, you know. He thinks he's one of the superior ones, and he belongs to the transhumanist society and gives talks to them, yeah.
You know, it sounds all so amazing, but we have an amazing life. We live on this incredible planet spinning through the galaxy. There's all these wonders all around us. It's 2008. That we're living in a science fiction nightmare. But there's also all these great things around us, and we don't have to go along with it, folks. I know all this sounds crazy, but it's their own words. It's their own admissions. It's...
Mm-hmm. You see, since the 1960s onwards, they had done so much to gradually, step-by-step, dehumanize society, destroy the family completely, and destroy even conversation between people. Everyone sits and watches TV, and even those in the room don't communicate unless they're talking about what they're seeing on television. And what you're fed is degrading stuff, getting more and more degrading. And when you're apathetic and degraded, you're easily managed. And even the language itself has become minimalistic. They've taken so many words from the average person's vocabulary, they can't convey an idea. And you're the perfect target then. You can't convey your thoughts to another.
Alan wants my guest, your phone calls, straight ahead. This is the one, the only, GCN Radio Network. I'm Alex Jones, the tip of the spear in the info war. We all need your support. We're all in this together. This is the fight for humanity, the fight for humanity's future. We'll be right back.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Storable food. Storable food. HempUSA.org has an inexpensive nutrition.